Welcome to There's a Coach for That TV. From health to wealth, relationships to business, and
Whatever challenge you're facing, there's a coach for that.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to our Powerhouse series. There's a Coach for That TV. This is a masterclass series streaming now on Roku and Amazon Fire. We thank you for joining us. And you know what? I created this series because I know what it is like to build a dream from nothing but purpose and pain. I launched my business 19 years ago from the ICU of a hospital by my mom's bedside. But listen, I was 55. I had no platform, no network, just faith and fire. And since then, I've grown a kitchen table radio show into a podcast, a TV series, and a full broadcasting media empire. And I can tell you one thing, this is for sure. I wouldn't be here if it weren't, I always give God the glory first, but for the coaches and mentors who poured into me. That's why this series exists, to spotlight transformational leaders who are guiding others into clarity, guiding them into confidence and calling. Because no matter what you're going through, there's a coach for that. So again, we'd like to welcome you to the show, but guess what? The coach we have today, I know many of you watching this series or listening to this series are going to be really excited because we shine the spotlight on a woman who's helping redefine love and confidence in the second act of life. Her name is Lisa Copeland, and she is a love coach and dating expert for women over 50 and the founder of findaqualityman.com. You heard me right. I'm going to say it again. Findaqualityman.com. She's a beacon of clarity, confidence, and compassion for women who are ready to step back into the dating world with dignity and joy. After a 24-year marriage ended, Lisa had to rediscover herself from the ground up. From crying in her closet to conquering online dating, she turned her own heartbreak into a mission. In 2012, she became the coach she couldn't find, the one women over 50 had been waiting for. Her best-selling book, The Winning Dating Formula for Women Over 50, has empowered thousands. Her insights have been featured on, get this, Dr. Phil, ABC, Fox, and Modern Prairie, and spotlighted by USA Today, the Wall Street Journal, and the Huffington Post. But beyond media fame, Lisa's legacy lives in the lives she's transformed, helping women just like you reclaim their value, rebuild their confidence, and find real lasting love on their terms. Yeah. So if you stand and sit down, sit and stand up because she's here. Welcome to the show, Lisa.
Hi, Raven. It's so nice to be here with you.
It is nice to have you here. We've been talking about this for a while, and I'm so glad it's your time to shine because women nowadays, they need more love than ever because this world is crazy and they don't know where to find that love. And now they get to be introduced to you. So let's start where so many journeys begin, when everything falls apart and let's say, Lisa, you're forced to become someone new. Okay. I want to start there. So let's talk about life after your 24-year marriage ended. What was going through your heart? What was going through your mind during that time of, I guess we could call it healing, right?
Definitely healing. In fact, I encourage all women, take time to heal. Like so many people say, oh, my marriage ended, but instead of grieving, because you do have to grieve, even if you wanted the marriage to end, you still have to grieve. And you need to take that time to find yourself again. Because I remember going out there and thinking, oh, my ex would like this, my ex would like that. And as we become such a part of a pair,
Hmm.
especially for women, we give ourselves up. And
Yeah.
a real rediscovery of who am I? Who am I at this time in my life?
Yeah.
It'll take a year to date. I got out there and started dating. I had a 2-year relationship, and then I met my second husband. But I
Ah,
was
okay.
crying a lot when I was dating after that first marriage because I just didn't know what I was doing. Like you said,
Mm.
I was crying in the closet.
Been there, done that. Wore the t-shirt and drank out the doggone coffee cup. I get
I was clueless. I mean,
Yeah.
just clueless. I hadn't dated. Well, I
Mm.
met my first husband when I was 18. So
Hmm.
we hadn't dated since I was 18, and I was in my mid 40s at that point.
Oh my
So,
God.
yeah. I
And you
was,
know what? When you're at that age, even before you get to the 50s, you start to feel like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm starting all over again. So when you get in your 50s and 60s and, you know, further on, it is almost frightening to you, because the first thing we think about, even though don't nobody send me no hate emails, okay? It's okay to be alone. You don't need a man. But
yeah.
as kids growing up, we always think about what? The white picket fence and the husband and the kids. It's just part of how we all, or most of us, especially back in our time, were brought up. And to think that, oh my God, am I going through this again? Another marriage? For me, it was like colleagues number 4. I always tell people, skip number 3. It wasn't a charm at all. Read my lips. Go to 4. But anyway, online dating can be overwhelming at any age. What were those first steps like for you? And be honest with us. What fears, Lisa, did you have to face to even begin?
I think the biggest fear is you're dating then in your 40s. And I did again in my 50s after my
Mm-hmm.
second divorce. And, if you've had children, your body's totally different. And you think, who's going to want my 2 C-section scars? And is somebody going to, I was my own worst critic, but I'm thinking, is anybody going to want me? Is this and that? And our
Yeah,
bodies weren't like they were. I was going
yeah,
through menopause. I was having hot flashes on dates.
all that.
It was
Yeah.
really great.
And you're like thinking, do I have to start, going, trying to find some place to meet? Am I going to go on the internet? Because I'm thinking, here I visualizing you because I've been there in the closet, crying, trying to figure out what to wear,
Yeah.
you know, how do those vulnerable moments really touch you? And, you know, were you able to just kind of come out that closet and say, okay, I got this together. I got this, what did those vulnerable moments help you rediscover who you really are? Because I think that's half of it, right? We've been somebody for somebody else. Who
Yes.
really am I? Yeah.
I want to go back to the body thing though, because we have
Hmm.
such body images when we're
Hmm.
coming out of these long marriages and fear of rejection. And
Hmm.
most men, they don't even notice. We notice everything, but they don't. And I think that
Hmm.
was my biggest fear.
Mm.
Also, friends are telling you, oh, you'll be in a relationship in no time. And the thing is it does take time. It really does, because people actually go back and they look for who they just left. They
Hmm.
don't even realize it.
Mm.
So I did not know anyone that could fix me up. All my friends were definitely at that time married. Most of them still are.
Mm.
And I did do online dating, but it was with a little bit of, oh, because it was when online dating first came out.
Oh, okay.
And it
Big
wasn't,
difference from now. Hmm.
yes, it's very mainstream now.
Hmm.
And I mean, it was really hard, mostly because I didn't know what I was doing. And
Yeah.
I didn't understand men. And I would have these preconceived ideas from reading a guy's profile. And I would go, oh, maybe I'll be the next Mrs. So and so. I mean, we start telling stories about those people. And I
Hmm.
think I would just cry. I would call my sister and say, would you like me? Do you think he'll like me? As if she had a crystal ball. And I didn't know what to do. I'd always gotten along with men, but I didn't realize I didn't truly understand men until my second husband and I were divorcing after 2 years.
Really? Okay.
A hot chemistry marriage. It lasted only 2 years. A
Here she
friendship
said
was
hot.
something. Hot, but
Hot,
that is
hot, hot.
sustainable because the friendship was missing. And he
Yeah.
said to me, "You don't know how to let a man be a man." And I'd
Mm,
also heard that from a boyfriend, that 2-year relationship. And I'm like, what? And
mm,
this is what led me on this journey because I started learning about men in a different
mm-hmm,
way and in
mm-hmm,
relationships. And
mm.
it was huge. It was huge. I was emasculating them. I really
Yeah.
was.
I think, well, I think especially if we're a very, oh, I don't know, what would you, a woman that's just really just speaking her mind, got a little bit of credibility in the business world or the corporate world, I think we're not known as just somebody that is going to just read a book at home or stay at home. I think guys are intimidated by that because they were brought up with women staying home. That's not the world we live in now. But still, some guys are still into that world. Do you find that to be the case nowadays? Or are you finding that's kind of getting away?
I find what it is as women, because we're divorcing or lost spouses to passing away, we've
Mm-hmm.
had to be really strong, really tough, and
Really
we've
quick.
gone into survival mode
Mm-hmm.
and we've taken care of everything. So
Mm-hmm.
we got with a guy and we think if I let him take care of me in any way, I'm
Mm-hmm.
weak.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think we don't understand our coding. Alison Armstrong is an amazing researcher of men and women. And we forget to receive because we see that as weakness. And then we start bossing men around like we would in the
And we
office.
don't know it. Do you think we know it? Or do you think we don't know it?
No, no, I think it's the role we take everywhere. So we
Yeah.
start saying, do this, do that. And men don't want to hear how to do something, where to do something, when to do
Yeah.
something, why to do something. They want to be given an opportunity to do it, but
Yeah.
and that's hard for us because we have our way.
Yeah, I believe that because for myself, I know that I brought a lot of the corporate Raven home. You know what I'm saying? Because in
Right.
the corporate world, especially, when I was in corporate years ago, decades ago, you had to really speak up as a woman. I don't know how it is now, but I mean, you had to be forceful. Some people might even think you were BS sometimes because you had to, or people would take advantage of you. And the corporate world was looking for that strong powerhouse woman, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying, to be the manager. And if you wanted to get ahead, you kind of had to step out of who you really were, and then you bring that home and it didn't work.
We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Ladies, can we talk about dating after 50? Because apparently some men think emotionally available means they own a phone. You go on a date, he talks about his ex. 45 minutes.
She threw away my prized golf clubs. She really broke my heart. But if you change, you let them win, right?
Sir, I am not your therapist.
Or my favorite.
I'm very passionate about my career. I'm not really looking for anything serious.
Then why are you here, Bob? This isn't Costco. You can't just sample women. And let's be honest, you're not desperate, you're not too picky, and you are definitely not invisible.
You just don't want to waste time anymore. You want a kind man, a grown-up man, a quality man.
I'm Lisa Copeland. If you're ready to stop dating projects and start dating partners, visit findaqualityman.com because Bob is not the prize. You are.
Hey everybody, I'm Kevin Hayes with findaqualityman.com right here in Times Square. We're asking women over 50 one simple question. What's the biggest dating red flag after 50?
Oh, when they say they're separated.
Games, unless we're winning money.
What's the biggest dating red flag after 50?
If he doesn't want to meet your friends and family.
Yeah, for sure. What's the biggest dating red flag after 50?
Oh, that's a good one. For me, it's someone who's not financially stable.
I agree. Or someone who talks about their ex all the time. What's more important, money or personality?
Personality. I've dated broke. I've dated boring. Boring is worse.
What's the quickest way to ruin a first date?
Turning it into a TED Talk about yourself.
What's one thing that instantly makes a man more attractive?
Listening.
That's it?
That's it.
Kevin Hayes for findaqualityman.com. And apparently, listening is still attractive. Who knew?
Before working with Lisa, I kept attracting the wrong men. Her advice changed everything. I met a wonderful widower who treats me like a queen. And in March, after 2 years together, he proposed. I thank Lisa for all of it. It really paid off.
There's a coach for that. TV.
Welcome back to There's a Coach for That TV. Now back to the show.
But I want to go back because I wrote down something earlier when you were talking, and you were talking about, I think, your second husband, and you're talking about how hot. You remember that. We remember it. You had a smile on your face, okay? But you mentioned somewhere in there, I can't remember the exact words, but you talked about friendship. And I want to ask you, how important is it when you choose the right person, the right man? How important is friendship? Is that something you should need to establish first?
It's a good question. So when I work with women, I always say to them, there's 4 ways a relationship can go. One is friendship and a heart. That's someone you just love and adore, a male friend. There's no intimacy in there. The second way is friends with benefits. That's intimacy and friendship, and women get burned. They get really burned because they are falling in love every time they have sex. And men say, I'm in friends with benefits. Listen to what men tell you. They mean what they say. Third one is intimacy in the heart. That's what I had in that second marriage. And with everything was hot, but no friendship. And the fourth one is the potential of a relationship where you have all 3: intimacy, friendship, and a heart connection. Friendship is really important, especially as you're aging, because intimacy is not as intense, or sex is not necessarily as intense. It is turned more into intimacy moments. As people age, there are more challenges, and it doesn't quite go as it did when you were 18. It's a lot different. So it is important in the long run to have a friendship. And I've asked some of my friends who have been married a very long time, like 35, 40, 45 years, what do you think the success is that has kept you together? Not one says hot sex. They all say friendship.
They all say friendship. That is so interesting. That is so interesting that they would say that, honestly. Okay, you remarried quickly, and that relationship ended too. What was the biggest lesson from that experience, and how did it shift your approach to love, especially because it was hot?
Well, I always tell women, if you feel that hot, it feels good, but go the other way. Because you really want slow burn. And what I learned was it's not chemistry. Women go on a date and they go, oh my God, I didn't feel the zing right here. And that's just hormones in your body going off.
Oh.
Because we feel the zing, we someone, and we mix things up in our head because it's very hormonal. The thing you want to be looking for, and this can take some time, and here's where the friendship comes in too. Connection with someone. You want to build a heart connection. Is intimacy part of that? Absolutely. But it's not necessarily number one as we're aging because, like I mentioned earlier, of the challenges that many people have with aging and sex. That's why you turn to intimacy, however that will look between the two of you.
Wow.
And that heart connection, you have to be able to really be there for someone if you're going to be in a true relationship for them and they with you. And there are challenges. You are not thinking sex. You are thinking, who's got my back?
Yeah, really, really. Okay, so you said you have to be ready, right? Say that last sentence you said again.
When there's challenges, you have to have, it's not intimacy you're relying on. It is that heart connection and it is that friendship to get you through the ups and downs.
Yeah, yeah. The
Celebrate
reason
with
I
it.
wanted you to repeat that because I think when we come into a relationship, that's the least thing we're thinking about. The challenges and how you're going to have to be with this person. And now that you mentioned that, I remember Khalik and I, husband number 4, skip number 3, me making a list with my sister before I met him. And we had met each other years before in business, but we both were married and there was no hanky-panky in between. So we did build that friendship. But I remember my sister making me sit down at my house and she took out a legal pad and she said, let's list everything that you did not like. I don't want you to think about Larry, who was my ex-husband. I just want you to think about you. Write down everything that you didn't like and you do not want to experience again. And she said that very clearly. You do not, under no circumstances. And so I made that list on one side. And then she said, okay, now make a list of the things you would like to experience in your next relationship, whether you get married or not. And I remember when the first thing I said is I wanted us to be best friends. So my question to you is it important? Because I think that's the best thing that she did. Because I really feel like I finally, and at that time, Khalik, I was just turning 60, and I feel like, I finally have the person that I can literally say I'll be with the rest of my days here. But it took 3 other husbands to get here. But I never made a list and I never considered friendship even being the reason. So how important is it? And do you recommend that your clients make a list?
Well, when I work with women, I have them create what's called a quality man template. And the first part of that template is getting clear on your old type, the patterns you're constantly repeating, because we actually date the same guy over and over again who sits in different clothes.
The pattern. We need a pattern interrupt.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yes, we do. And then those are your warning signs of, I'm getting involved in this again. And that involves things like how you behave with them or things that you looked for that just really don't work. And then we start to, once we have clarity on your old type, we get clarity on your new type by really looking at what's important. I think something people don't recognize when they're out there where I have to feel the attraction can grow for women. But the thing you want to be looking for besides connection is values. Do you share the same
value? Ooh, yeah, because you really want to get to know that person from the core. Yep. And you want them to get to know you. It's kind of like us when I thought about creating, there's a coach for that TV. I was like thinking, like I said in my intro, what coaches have done for my life. And I wanted the viewers, Lisa, just like you're saying, to get to know the coaches from the core. So it's important to get to know what they really stand for, right? What are their beliefs? Okay, maybe they're in a different religion than yours, but are you okay with that? And you can't just try to hide it because, after 6 weeks and the fun is over, the real stuff is going to come out, I told my husband, I told him I didn't eat sausage. And I don't even know why I said that. And then he's like, you eat sausage all the time? He's like, no, don't give me the fake. Give me the real. So you gotta keep it real with each other, right? And really, if you don't like that, or you're like, you got to be honest and say, well, I don't know, that's something we're going to work through. So how do you guide people on that?
Working through differences. Well, it really does, like I said, start with those values, and it takes time. Like when I got married the second time, we were engaged within 3 months of getting to know each other. And because Yeah, because it was such hot chemistry between us. We really didn't know each other.
No, you can't blame you for that. Us women, we're like, go for it, girl.
Yeah, we were married within a year and divorced within 2. So
Oh, okay.
we didn't really
Get to
get
know
that
each other.
friendship, but those values, our values were truly different. And when you have that hot chemistry, you excuse things,
Yeah.
oh, it'll be okay. I have this hotness going on.
You
And
need more than
so
that.
it's
Yeah.
really values. Also, it's getting clear on your deal breakers. That's part of your negative list. And people have deal breakers, and we as women think, oh, if they love us enough, they'll
Yeah. And it's
change.
not.
No.
It's
And
not.
then you get upset and they get upset. And it's communication too, as part of the value, because you really do have to be able to communicate in a relationship what the two of you each want, and then bring it together for what's best for the relationship. And that brings us back to friendship,
There you
because
go.
that's the only way to do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's talk about little Lisa, or at least teenage Lisa. Tell us about your backstory there and how it may have influenced how some of your love life was going up to this point.
For sure, it did. I let guys always choose me. If they chose me, I was like, oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Oh my
But
God, you're so right. Thank you. I feel so blessed. Yeah.
but by doing that, I was giving up my power because I wasn't choosing them. I was letting them choose me. And then I was pulled in because of the ego part of, he chose me. And
Yeah.
what that taught me goes to that quality man template I talked about. And it's why
Yeah.
when women fill this out, number one, they get clarity on how they chose in the past, but they get the ability to see more possibilities that they want versus the guy just choosing them. And I think that was the biggest thing. Was I didn't recognize, oh, I was just giving my power away. I wasn't even honoring myself in terms of, what do I really want? Because I never thought about it. I just thought,
Yeah.
oh, they chose me like queen for the day.
Oh my goodness. I get exactly what you're saying. We get so excited as women. We really do. We're just feeling like, oh God, they chose me. I'm the one. But you're right. You do kind of are releasing some of your power. And we're not reminding ourselves that we're all that bag of chips and some M&Ms on the side too, Lisa. It's not just the guy, right? So that's important. And I'm just wondering, coming up, did you have a good example of, your mom, maybe your dad, your aunt, or anybody that you really admired their relationship and you said, that's what I want? Did you
No,
have that?
I
Okay,
never
so that's
thought
always a
about
lot harder when you don't have that, right?
I just never thought about it.
Really?
I
Okay.
always liked boys, men,
Oh,
boys when we were teens.
yeah,
Always. I always
yeah.
got along great with boys. That's why when those two men said to me, you don't know how to let a man be a man, I was like, what? I've always gotten along with guys. I've always had boyfriends, but I had no clarity of what the freak do I want? And that is when you're doing that, you're just giving everything away to them. So then I think it goes into a cycle of overgiving to keep them because they chose.
Yes. Yes, I believe that. Oh, I like the way you said that, over giving to
Yeah.
keep them. It's almost like when we're kids, well, I'll say this for me, some people are always doing more to get that friendship from the kids that you're hanging around, so it's almost like you're always doing, you're always giving, you're always stretching, and nobody else is doing it, and then after a while, that can be a turn off.
Yes. And I think when we're not clear on what we want, we don't know our true value. We're basing our value on how someone else
Feels
sees
about us. Yeah.
versus I'm amazing, because it's who I am and my
Yeah.
light shines through or whatever. And that gives us value. That's where our value needs to come from, ourselves first, not from those people that pick us.
Yes.
Then we're always reliant on them to remind us of our value. And then nobody wants, that's a big job. We're asking someone
It's a
else.
huge job. It's a huge load to put on someone else too, to always lift us up, right?
Yeah.
For sure. And then
Or to
coming
remind
up, depending on when whoever's listening to this, when you were raised, I will say for those of us, you know, baby boomers and beyond, you got to think back to our parents and how families were raised then. We didn't have love coaches, or if they were far and few in between, right? And so a lot of what was going on at home is what all we could see, or in our, you know, in our family or in our community. And if we weren't around, or nobody actually taught us how to love and how to be loved, it was just the next thing you know, you grew up and you were there. Or as a kid, you wanted to get away from home and you're just going to get the first person, because I just got to get out of home because my friends got out of home. You know what I'm saying? So this is a whole different world. So let's come back into the world we are now and talk about you know, you couldn't find a coach who understood dating after 50. So you, like most of us in our business, when we have a pain, when we have a problem, when we don't feel like the right person is out there, we become that person. So my question to you, Lisa, is what did that transformation require from you emotionally and spiritually to become the amazing expert you are now, especially since you didn't have that kind of atmosphere to grow into?
Well, I came out of that second marriage and I did go looking for a coach after taking time to heal, because I felt like a failure, truthfully. I was really embarrassed. Oh my God, I've been married twice and my friends are all going on into like 30 years of marriage at that point, or 25 or something. And I'm like divorced 2 times now.
Yeah.
And I felt like a failure. And so I thought, I'm going to get this right. And I went out there, and like you said, I went out and started looking for a coach. And by the way, I had done everything crazy before then. I went to Australia and met a guy, I went to Florida and met a guy. I was doing really stupid stuff because I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
And continued to do that until after that second marriage ended. And then when it ended, I thought, I got to find a coach, but there was nobody helping women over 50. Only young people were in the dating coaching area. And I thought, what do they know about the issues of someone over 50 dating? And I knew how much I had cried. I didn't want another woman to do that like I did, with no support. Like I said, calling my sister, like, do you have a crystal ball and tell me? Like I said, I was giving my power away. That was my pattern. I was looking for outside validation versus making choices. So when I couldn't find a coach, of course, I called my sister with the crystal ball, which she doesn't have, but she's wonderfully supportive. And I said to her, what am I going to do? I'm doomed for life to never be in a relationship again. There's nobody to help me. And she goes, oh my God, like drama queen. And she said, you're so resourceful. You can figure this out.
Yeah.
And I did. And I really did. And I either experienced it or I applied it, whatever I learned. And my friends are going, you like dating. We hate dating. What do you So I started giving them tips. And then I realized just how many women were getting divorced. And like I said, I didn't want someone to suffer. I was really suffering because I was so out of my power and so not honoring me. And that is a really hard way to go into the dating world. And it's why I have women create that quality man template, as well as get their confidence along with other tools and skills, because it starts in you first. And then you can go out and look for the guy. You got to get yourself to a place of, I'm really wonderful, flaws and all, because we as women are so difficult on ourselves.
Yeah, we are. We beat ourselves up. We beat ourselves up. And that is something we definitely have to do. And I just want to encourage all of our viewers, you know, to, first of all, stop trying to figure everything out yourself. I think most of the time That's what we do. And we're running close to the end of the time. So we're going to come back with more from Lisa next week to go deeper on this. But first, viewers and listeners, I want to talk to you, because I believe that a lot of times we all know what we want. We know what we need to stop. But for some reason, we just keep doing what we're doing. And guess what? We keep getting what we're getting. Okay. So whether you're 50 or 60 or just ready for something real, don't give up on love. That's the first thing I want to say. Rediscovering yourself can be the beginning of your best chapter yet. I'm proof of that. And let yourself be okay with getting help, getting guidance. You know, that's why we created There's a Coach for That TV, because there is a coach for that. And you're looking at one if you're trying to find love right now. Look close to them in the camera. You guys look at Lisa Copeland. She's the one that can help you get there. Next week, you'll hear about some amazing testimonials. And I just want you guys to just say, hey, my breakthrough in love and joy is coming. Your next great connection is around the corner. You just got to get out of that frame. What does Liz Brown say? You can't see the picture for being in the frame, right? You're in the frame. You're in the frame. You need someone like Lisa Copeland to help pull out that stuff and to show you how to be a friend, because we talked about how important men look at being a friend, but sometimes we're not even doing that part right. Okay, so a lot of people think being a friend is just giving, and saying, okay, and just being there. No, you still got to be a friend and be real, right, Lisa? You got to keep the realness out there. So join us next week. We'll continue this conversation. This will be part 2 of episode 1 on There's a Coach for That TV. And Lisa will share the key mindset shifts that turn fear into fun and dating into a fulfilling second act in your life. She's going to share some case studies and testimonials of clients that she had helped. And she's going to go a little bit deeper into some of the challenges and setbacks. Because, you know, just because we decide we want to do something doesn't mean it's going to be all, what do they say, bed of roses, right? There's the good, the bad, and the ugly. So we'll talk about that. And we'll also talk about, you know, for her, who her ideal client is. So you'll know if that's right for you and what she expects from you and what you can expect from her. All that and more coming up on our next episode, part 2, when we dive deeper with Lisa Copeland. Yes, right here on There's a Coach for That TV. And this is a 3-part masterclass series, so you ain't seen nothing yet. I'm Raven Blair Glover, Raven the Talk Show Maven. Tell them how they can find you.
I'd love to. So my website is called findaqualityman.com, because that came from when I first started my business, and someone said, what's the biggest issue that people have, the biggest challenge? And it is finding quality men, and they are out there.
I love that. I mean, you just got the best name. I love that. So you guys, how can you go wrong? If you want to find a quality man, Lisa Copeland's going to be the one to help you get there. Okay. That's a wrap for this edition of There's a Coach for That TV. Okay. We'll see you next time. Findaqualityman.com. That's a wrap, y'all.
You've been watching There's a Coach for That TV. Join the talk show Maven next week with our special guest Lisa Copeland as she continues to discuss love after 50 and finding a quality man.
Ladies, can we talk about dating after 50? Because apparently some men think emotionally available means they own a phone. You go on a date, he talks about his ex. 45 minutes.
She threw away my prized golf clubs. She really broke my heart. But if you change, you let them win, right?
Sir, I am not your therapist.
Or my favorite.
I'm very passionate about my career. I'm not really looking for anything serious.
Then why are you here, Bob? This isn't Costco. You can't just sample women. And let's be honest, you're not desperate, you're not too picky, and you are definitely not invisible.
You just don't want to waste time anymore. You want a kind man, a grown-up man, a quality man.
I'm Lisa Copeland. If you're ready to stop dating projects and start dating partners, visit findaqualityman.com because Bob is not the prize. You are.
I used to think I was too tall, too old, and honestly, too late. I almost skipped our first date because he was shorter than me, but something Lisa said shifted everything. She helped me see how my old checklist was getting in the way of real connection. I took a chance, and today I'm married to the love of my life. It's never too late for love.
When I first met him, I honestly thought he was just another dud. But as we spent more time together, I started noticing things I'd completely missed. His genuine kindness, his sense of humor, this quiet depth of character. Lisa had taught me to look beyond first impressions and give nice guys a real chance. I'm so glad I did. We're now planning our wedding. I never saw it coming, and it's the best surprise of my life.
I came to Lisa feeling lost. Today I have my life together, a wonderful companion, and I'm retiring at the end of the year. Something shifted when I learned to take control of my emotions and give myself real value and respect. Life opened up in ways I never expected. I feel empowered in a way I didn't know was possible. I will always be grateful to Lisa for helping me become a better me.
There's a coach for that. TV.